a continent has now defined ourselves.
Welcome to TOS TV, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Ruel Panawa and this is TOS National News. The Senate President Ahmad Lawan on Wednesday referred the request of the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari for the confirmation of new service chiefs to the Joint Committees on Army, Navy and Air Force for necessary screening. Lawan gave the committees 2 weeks to carry out their assignments. Lawan directed the Committee on Foreign Affairs to screen the immediate past service chiefs who had been appointed by Buhari as career ambassadors. The panel was asked to conclude its assignments and submit its report within 2 weeks also. Gbajabiamila later constituted a panel made up of chairman, deputy chairman and some members of the military-related standing committees to screen the service chiefs. The panel is to be led by chairman of the House Committee on Defense, Babajimi Benson. House of Representatives Wednesday stepped a motion to obtain the report of the 2014 National Conference with the aim of incorporating it in the ongoing constitutional amendment process of the National Assembly. The motion, moved by the Deputy Minority Leader of the House, Honorable Toby Okechukwu, had made reference to the over 600 recommendations of the conference, which he said were far-reaching. He said that the reports of the 2014 National Conference and the report of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC Committee on True Federalism, chaired by Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, will benefit the National Assembly in the discharge of its constitutional responsibilities. Moving motion, he said the House is aware that the federal government of Nigeria instituted the National Conference on March 17, 2014, where about 492 delegates drawn from various segments, interest and professional groups of the Nigerian society brainstormed on how to build Nigeria into a more cohesive, viable, prosperous union. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization representative in Nigeria, Fred Kafiru, said an estimated 9.2 million Nigerians from 16 states and the Federal Capital Territory face food insecurity. He also said the current food system in the country needed re-evaluation. Kafiru spoke during a webinar organized by the federal government and United Nations for Journalists on Nigerian National Food Systems Dialogue on Tuesday. Part of the aim of the webinar was to lay the foundation for a series of dialogues across the country to chart pathways towards ensuring resilient, inclusive and sustainable food systems in Nigeria by 2030. Kafiru emphasized the need for the government, food producers and processors, traders, donors and other partners to work together in evaluating current food systems and making it improved and sustainable. In what appeared to be unknotting of the plot and the uncertainty surrounding the political fate of former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode, Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, Wednesday affirmed that the former presidential spokesman had joined the All Progressive Congress APC. Speculations that the former minister was defecting to APC were rife early this week when pictures of his meeting with National Chairman of the APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, CECPC, and Yobe State Governor Mai Malabuni in the company of the Governor Bello in Abuja surfaced. However, while he explained that his meetings with the APC chieftains was on building bridges to address challenges facing the country, Governor Bello declared to a crowd of APC supporters yesterday that Fani-Kayode had decamped to the APC. He also pointed out that Fani-Kayode is one of the foundation members of the APC. But in a swift reaction, Fani-Kayode denied dumping PDP, where he served as Minister of Aviation and later spokesman of former President Goodluck Jonathan's presidential campaign in 2015. You are watching national news on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS TV. Do stay with us for more stories after the break. Thank you for staying tuned. The Executive Director of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC Transparency International, TI, Nigeria, Malam Awal Ibrahim Musa Rafsanjani, has called for improved funding for police and others supporting justice institutions in Nigeria. He also urged institutions to ensure fiscal transparency. Rafsanjani stated this at a workshop organized by CISLAC on fiscal transparency and improved welfare for criminal justice institutions. Rafsanjani was represented by CISLAC's program officer Samuel Asimi, stated that reports of police officers protesting non-payment of allowances in the past should be frowned at by all well-meaning Nigerians. According to him, it is also important that the criminal justice institutions are transparent down to every kobo they receive. We cannot be seeking for more funding if these institutions do not judiciously use the little they currently receive. Emirates Airline has suspended passenger services from Lagos and Abuja until February 28. The airline, which disagreed with the Nigerian authority over extra COVID-19 protocols, however, said the suspension would affect only outbound passengers from Nigeria. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, PTF, recently reversed the suspension of Emirates flights into Nigeria following the UAE's cancellation of the antigen rapid test earlier imposed on Nigerians departing on Emirates Airline. But since the reversal at the weekend, Emirates has been flying passengers into Lagos and Abuja and refrained from carrying outbound passengers from Nigeria. A memo issued by the airline Wednesday stated, I quote, "In line with UAE government's directives, passenger services from Lagos and Abuja to Dubai are temporarily suspended until 28 February 2021. Itinerant from Abuja and Lagos will not be accepted for travels prior to or including this date. Passengers who have been to or connected through Nigeria in the last 14 days are not allowed entry into the UAE, whether terminating in or connecting through Dubai." 1,131 new confirmed cases and 8 deaths were recorded in Nigeria on Wednesday, February 10. To date, 142,578 cases have been confirmed, 116,947 cases have been discharged, and 1,702 deaths have been recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The 1,131 new cases are reported from 22 states. You are watching TOS National News on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS TV. Still ahead, business and sports. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has directed commercial banks and other financial institutions to henceforth accept machine-readable travel documents and refugee identification card as means of identification for financial transactions. The directive was given by Dr. Kevin Amugo, Director of Finance Policy Regulation Department, on Wednesday in Abuja through a memo to the banks, other financial institutions and payment service providers in the country. Amugo said that the directive was necessitated by the challenges which refugees and asylum seekers experience with means of identification when they engage in financial transactions. He also urged the banks to improve on due diligence in all transactions so as to forestall money laundering and other criminal activities depending on the banking system. The federal government has approved a new medium-term debt management strategy, MTDS, which has increased total public debt as a percentage of gross domestic product from 25% to 40%. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, approved the new medium-term debt management strategy Wednesday. It will run in period of 2020 to 2023. A statement by Debt Management Office, DMO, said the new fiscal sustainability of the target would enable it to accommodate borrowings to fund budget deficits and other government obligations. In that regard, the DMO said that the government would issue promissory notes to settle government areas and the ways and means advanced at the Central Bank of Nigeria. Under the new strategy, domestic borrowing is targeted at 70%, while external borrowing would be 30% and optimize access to both concessional and commercial sources abroad. An average tenure or 10 years is being targeted, so as to more effectively manage the refinancing risks. Ekiti, Kogi, Delta, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Gombe, Jigawa, Oyo, Ondo, Borno, Cross River, and 15 other state governments failed to attract investments in 2020. This was disclosed by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in its report that was released recently. This means that none of the 26 states governors contributed to the $23.988 billion the other 10 states and the Federal Capital Territory attracted in 2020, a development contrary to their electoral promises. The states that got new investments include Lagos State, which attracted the highest amount of $8.304 billion during the year, followed by the Federal Capital Territory, which attracted a total investment flow of $1.270 billion, with Abia, Niger, Ogun, Anambra, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kano, and Akwa Ibom. And in sports, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahim Abdulrazak has expressed the state's readiness to host the national Under-18 and 21 championships scheduled for March. Abdulrazak stated this during a visit to inspect the renovation of the handball court in Ilorin, Kwara State on Tuesday. In a release signed by the Nigeria Handball Federation's media assistant, Cosmos Chuemeka, Abdulaziz said the handball court would be ready before the championships in March. The governor said for handball, we are going to hold a national championships in March and we are trying to prepare for that. We want to be ready for the event because our girls are the champions of the Under-21 Championship and women's champion of the Prudent Energy Handball League too. And that is the national news on your digital First Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS TV Network. I am Ruel Panawa. Bye for now.